speedrun of Magicka. I will try not to talk at all, but now and then I will drop in with pointers. Now listen to the intro.
Stay a while and listen, and I will tell you a story. A story of dungeons and dragons, of orcs and goblins, of ghouls and ghosts, of kings and quests, but most importantly, of wizards and vampires. Well, a story of wizards. Once upon a time in a land known as Midgard, there lived a powerful wizard named Grimnir, who sought to harness the power of all magics, ancient spells crafted in times long forgotten. With such knowledge, he might enable the wizards of the Order of Magic to spread eternal peace across the lands. But the Order of Magic instead felt threatened by his ambitions, and in the shadows they schemed and devised a treacherous plan. And so, Grimnir's disciples were expelled from the Order, and he himself was, for all time, imprisoned at World's End. All because of his dangerous lust for knowledge. Grimnir's dangerous ambitions dashed, the world was safe once more. Aside from the increased number of monsters attacking the good villagers. And of course the warlord Khan, who had united the orc tribes and now threatened the great city of Havengir. But in the dusty gloom of Castle Aldraheim, where the Order of Magic dwelled, a brilliant teacher and his finest pupils were about to embark on a journey that would prevent the world from changing forever.
For this playthrough I decided to go with the rogue, but you could do this as any character, well, not as the transporting parts, but at least the same order, the same way, the same path, and the same spell combinations. The only difference will be that if you select another class, then you'll probably be able to take more hits than I will do in this playthrough. This is I have added a commentary in afterwards. The greatest strength with picking this character is that, well, I'm faster, so it takes about half the time to play through the game. It's like I always have haste activated. Well, yeah. Since I have a feeling that doing the tutorial will also affect your total game time, and since I've played this a couple of times, then I decided to skip the tutorial overall. I don't think that will do any major difference. I use rock armor here because I don't want to take falling damage running down the stairs. With this character, even falling damage could kill me easily. Oh, and sorry about the lag. I have no clue why I'm suddenly dropping frames like a maniac. Yeah, you just have to bear with it. Looking back, I almost suggest you kill the creatures behind you, because they will follow you, hunt you down, while trying to beat the ogre. So, yeah, if you're not as fast as killing the ogre, then those creatures, spiders, goblins, it could be an issue. The ogre himself, they say he's weak to fire, but I say use water, then ice, then lightning, and that will pretty much kill him.
And so our young and bold wizards set forth on their quest. Guiding them through the perils of the world was the dashingly handsome Vlad, who is by no means a vampire. As they approached Fonskugger Forest, it became clear that there was evil afoot.
I strongly recommend that you use Fireball on the Goblin Bombers, because one hit will kill them, and the bombs could do major damage to the surrounding goblins. Yeah, obvious info is obvious.
Soprano ni mede de lang.
This is actually a big blooper that I made. I should have killed the ogre up in the right corner instead of just walking past him. I should have killed him when I had a chance. Let's just see that. You'll understand in a second. In Magicka you are able to go past most scenes in the game, but there's some triggered events like this one where you have to kill all the enemies that spawn in a certain area to be able to proceed. The ogre is not one of these necessary requirements to progress, so when I tried to make this speedrun, I didn't care so much for him. The spell I'm using is Lightning, Arcane, Cold. It's one of my favorite combination spells, or AoE. Even though it could be considered spamming, well, it is considered spamming, then I find this one of the most effective spells in the game. Well, combination of spells. You could switch between lightning and water to be able to get a freeze effect on the surrounding enemies. This will work on well, nearly every enemy in the game. There's some exceptions later on, but it has, yeah, effects on bosses as well. But yeah, more to that later.
Gan Jormungandr på Benal nu. Giva fel, huva väg, lite kvill. After saving the village of Viditorp and slaying the serpent Jormungandr, their journey took the wizards to the windy lands of the Hellunden coast. There, rumors of beastman raiders had scared away most of the settlers and made all the children cry for their mummies. But with Vlad's almost vampiric powers aiding them in their quest, the wizards felt safe and reassured that they could not fail. Oh, jag har snack. Jag menar chatt med...
skapa en liten luffig.
On this part, it's important that you use water resistance, because if you don't use water resistance, then the rain will make you wet, and your lightning bolt will be, disabled. And since the weakness is lightning, well, I think it is, because it does a lot of damage, then I think that's priority.
Hello to Dundred.
I try to fight far away from the village because I don't want to do any friendly fire to the buildings. You can see in the upper left corner. But do keep in mind that the beast raiders will sometimes go past you and try to set fire to the houses. This time I was pretty lucky.
Wow! En vad raft du nu hapa? Robert och present here. Gismed i djävul och vaktmäster. Angeskarida. Revo era var papper i plock och boompinne. Vi prövar leva de skiva hamider. Viper vi berbo.
Saving the village of Dunderhead earned the wizards a carriage ride to Havendir, where the good king awaited them at the end of their journey. And just as they reached the city gates, the first snowflake fell.
Fanadere here. Biped
if you don't play with a rogue, as I am doing, then I recommend you picking up the wizard's staff that he's wearing. That thing with the pink thing in the end thingy. I don't know. That thing gives you twice as much HP, and it allows you to shoot an arcane ball at the enemies. This will keep you alive. I was considering picking it up, but I think I have more use with the teleport. Unless Conflagration is your favorite Magicka spell, then I recommend you skipping it, since it's not worth the time getting.
Cracked road or a back raising the door. And if wasn't enough, we brought a...
Nej, hallå där! Espensider! Ha! Peditrikke visi! Kanamana udirna dörr! Neguna daba! Termanik! Rudi dir no masse.
Det var Oders back a trollman. Rizikun kan era mer blodgeman dedare. Här är noll utföra back attack. Captain, prepare the crimer. We spatsen for Frostfjord. We spatsen for Krieg! Havendir was in flames, but the siege had been broken and the human army prepared their counterattack. As the sun rose, there stood thousands, or well, hundreds, or certainly at least 50 stalwart men. Recent team-building exercises had kept them on their toes, and now they were ready to defeat the fearsome warlord Khan.
You can upload your Camborger era for Quixaman, per guy the trope.
Gerante vara mera klamen.
just rubbish, Marco.
This is another case of those places where you need to kill all the enemies before being able to proceed. And I don't know if I recommend you going this far that I did, though this is a good way to killing them off, shooting fireballs into the eyes. But yeah, it's up to you what feels the best. People tend to forget that they have lightning, and when a target is stuck in a cage, that doesn't stop you from being able to use lightning. If you decide to go in the middle instantly, then both cages here will open, and the ogres will be released. But if you stick to the left, then you will be able to kill at least one of them off before heading up. Now you see that I went through right, and triggered the one with the cannonball, killing him easily off at the side. Well, not easily, but I do now. There we go. Perfect. And as you might notice that since the enemies are shielded, then my ordinary lightning attack won't work, so I'm switching lightning over to stone, and with surprisingly good effect. Well, to the point where I die. Except that, perfect.
på det prov as a crack arm or trollman. Vera, så blod you can. No, infero.
So you bogly kangswag.
Indeed. Ni räcker var Uber. Ni krämer fly. Då blod jag havn och strunten ni kan dörren klämpen gammelklämt.
Sprotney, Udir. You ring a dang, mang a wang wang, crank a smash havinder. Ubra new scary. There was spring a mass krigsman. Och hjälp city bitty. Ben nutfall. The blood you havinder. 2BX.
Captain, prepper the crammy. Tid of a court. We spots him for Havender. Ni, you leave by doing hander. Blood you can.
Neruder spatsen och flaskan. Vi remra debo sparken rese under rumpan åt er. Morgan Rocks kelka.
I actually checked this up afterwards, and it's apparently an official strategy.
Som je same game nu släcker släng. Grimner, svarte man av gnid går slut. Ni snarken bämd i dörren klämt. Mirgod vakna och inse världen är tillbaka män. Gud, det är svalja troba. Gimnir ska klanta bakom kortan. Bahikan null klamten hurva flitse bom. Era nullat ge fragni. A je sparkar ni fall snabbt. Spatsen till Midgardslut och megnar och dunkull seva Grimnir hand. Vamba inte bekrar mig. Tider vigtig. Mycket. Bli. With the warlord Khan dead, and Grimnir's terrible scheme revealed, the wise and handsome Vlad recommended that the wizards do the only sensible thing. Rather than waiting for the rest of the army, they should set forth at once, that they might discover the truth behind the terrible warlock threat.
On this part I would recommend you to use time stop, because that will help you manage to get over in time. Since I have the fast chapter, I don't use haste. Oh wait, maybe I am using haste, so it's haste type 2. And on the end of the bridge, be very careful, because sometimes I've noticed that I get killed if I try to pass it too fast with this chapter.
Harant, Dinoroma here.
And here comes an annoying series of battles. Do note there's no checkpoints in between the main battles, so you have to do one perfectly. I tend to use shield to the left in the beginning, always. I'm not sure why, but it seems to work. And sometimes I use push, just right click to push to do the over cliff, to not ruin my shield. I was lucky this time, because the enemy is killing himself. I put up an water shield, water resistance, to not get affected by the rain the druids are casting now. And then I just kill them up with lightning bolts. I was also lucky, because I managed to kill them fast enough to be able to keep the rain effect, giving me an advantage towards all the other wizards that's popping up, disciples and yeah, goblin wizards and everything. Yeah. On the zombie parts, be extra careful. I tend to die a lot there. The dwarf is resistant to most magics, except for rock. So I recommend you loading up 5 earths and killing him with those.
Ni mer kraftsträng je förväntar. Det blådde kampen, ni noll minnestorp. Vran i då skill!
Even though he doesn't have any freezing animation, then you are able to freeze Scribner if you use water than the AoE beams. He will take more time between his spells, and yeah, that gives you a big advantage. You could use lightning during the whole battle to just kill him off, but do keep in mind that he will do configurations and you know, the firewall thingy that almost kills you instantly if you don't put up on fire resistance. Yeah, overall fun battle.
Portus